Welcome. So I had just downloaded GoodOnes update from the App Store, and I am already been playing since I was on my break. So for those that don't know anything about GoodOnes, I'm sorry, I splurs out my mouth too quickly. Tell us about it, Melissa. Take it away.
GoodOnes is an app. It is an an iOS app. So if you have an Android, we don't have an Android version yet, but that doesn't mean you still can't use it as a tool with your clients. And we can talk a little bit more about that later. But GoodOnes is an app that really helps you create a healthy habit of curating your photos. It completely changes the relationship that you have with your camera roll. Like I used to be broken up with my camera roll and I would just take pictures and ignore it like most of your clients do, right? And now I actually like get excited to see the photos that I took because it really helps you just sort them and it does into three categories: the best, the rest, and trash. But yeah, and it actually works with your Photos app as well. So you're not just doing it in the app; you're doing it. It creates albums in your Photos app so that it puts your photos into these three sections. So it's a very useful tool, and you really just it's gamified. We have Ollie the octopus. He congratulates you when you sort photos. The app was really created by Iz. Iz is the founder and the creator. And for him, he has a background in Google and Dropbox, so he knows all about storage, right? And he's a tech guy. And his mom his mom lives in Israel, and his mom kept saying, "Iz, you need to send me pictures of the girls." And he's like, "Mom, I just can't find the good one. I have too many photos." And he's like, "There has to be a better way to do this." And that's sort of why the app was born and how it came out. Is that a good intro?
Yeah, that's a great intro. So why don't we talk about how are photo organizers using GoodOnes as with their clients and as part of their workflow?
You want me to take that one?
That's probably a good idea. You take it away.
Yeah, you guys can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a little bit of a different workflow than many of the photo managers in that I don't do curation work for my clients. I am primarily getting all their photos into one place. I'm removing dupes. I'm getting their backups solidified. And so GoodOnes is the perfect tool for me to give the client after I have gotten all of their pictures into Apple Photos. I can say, hey, GoodOnes is a great tool to get into the habit and have fun cleaning up your photos. And what I love about GoodOnes is that it doesn't have to provoke anxiety about deleting photos. There are definitely two kinds of people. Is the developer, he is not a deleter. He's a keeper and he wants to just designate the best ones and keep everything. I am a deleter. I'm like, let's delete all the things, get my number as small as possible. Melissa is one too. But the app works for either person. So if you are a deleter, you can trash the items that you don't ever want to see again. If you're not a deleter, you just send them into rest. So there's no like anxiety or fear because you're not actually deleting the pictures in the app unless you choose to. So I like that I can give it to my clients. I have both kinds of clients, some that feel a lot of anxiety about deletion and some that don't. And I can say, this is a great tool for you, whether you're deleting or you're just throwing them to rest. This app will work for you. And it measures percentages to kind of show you your progress. It breaks it into real small batches so that you can get quick wins. Like, okay, is it 20? Is the batch 20, Melissa? You just go through 20 quick photos and it's like
15 or 20 photos. Yeah. It depends on the.
And then it's like, hey, you did. Oh, is this here? He can share more. But that's how I use it with my clients is here's a tool you can use after I've gotten all of your pictures into Apple and you can make your decisions and clean up on your own without me. So it's a great way to serve like maybe a lower budget client who can't afford for you to clean up their pictures for you. You can help them get into one place and then give them this tool to take it the workload onto their own shoulders.
I will say one thing when working with photo managers, one thing that I have found just as personal, I'm not a photo manager, but when I started using GoodOnes, I was super inspired to do other photo projects. So like I've contacted somebody about doing a yearbook. Personally, I've started to do like chapbooks just because I'm going now through my photos. I can be like, oh, I want to do a calendar. I want to do a video. I've contacted Isabel Films. I think Casey, you introduced me to maybe do some film. And I would never done it if I hadn't gone through this exercise because it really like opens your mind as to what you can do with your photos now, because you get really excited to do stuff with them. So that's where a photo manager comes in. They can help you do that.
One thing that I love about the app, and it's what probably could speak to this too, is that it's housed on your device. So you're not sending your photos to another service, having them store them for you. It's happening on your device, and then it's syncing into Apple Photos albums. So after I do all my curation work inside GoodOnes, I can interact with them back in the Apple world. On my Mac, there's just an album that says GoodOnes and an app that says trash, so I can go and trash them. I just like how seamlessly it incorporates. With Apple, it's not a new system you have to move to. It's a tool you use in your already existing system.
Yeah. Guys, this is Iz. He's our founder and CEO.
Sorry, I think we got started a few minutes early on you. I got to keep a better eye on my time. You were right on time.
No problem. Thank you, Melissa, for pinging me to make sure I'm here. Lovely to be here. Nice to see some faces that I've seen in person, also remotely and Remo. Thank you, Casey, for the kind introduction. And I agree, Melissa, with the potential of it, of GoodOnes, of helping people do more with their photos. Because when you have, when you take 10,000 photos a year, you are going to be very disinclined to do anything with them. But GoodOnes can help you bring that down to like 1,000 or 500. And that's something that you as photo managers can work with easily to create a photo book or something like that. So it can be a really good 1-2 punch. It can also be like a really good maintenance tool. So if you kind of get a client to a really good place, and then a year after they come, and it's, I mean, on one hand, it's like, I guess it's return business, but it's also, if you help them stay on track, then they can do, so rather than staying at the lower level things, which is get my mess under control, you can go to the higher level things, like let's make calendars, let's make a photo book, etc. Let's kind of like tie it to automatic. Casey, what you mentioned with it being mirrored exactly in Apple, it was a very intentional decision, both from a privacy standpoint, but also from a usability standpoint. People, we know from people that they don't want one more place to store their photos in, rather they want to just kind of like be where they're already accustomed to, especially for people who have not spent too much time thinking about it. And we also allow, actually, with Google Photos. So if you have any users who are using Google Photos, we also create an album in Google Photos for the people who choose it. And it's actually like, it's very easy, and we're gonna really make it one click from within the app to share with somebody. So if you have a client that you're struggling to get their photos, and they're struggling to share their entire, or maybe they have some reservations about sharing their entire camera roll with you all, then you can be like, hey, use GoodOnes, and here's with one click how you can share your GoodOnes album with me, so that I will see your GoodOnes, and then I can work on them, or do that next level of things.
I just thought, I think so. Oh, somebody's saying it's sad it's not available yet in the Netherlands.
Yeah, Maud, you can shoot us a note. You can shoot a note to Melissa, and we'll give it to you. We'll give it to you with through TestFlight. Carly, it does not. Oh, there we go. Perfect. TestFlight.GoodOnes.app. Carly, it does not cost money right now. Right now, we're in the beta phase. So it's public beta because we're in the App Store, but we are trying to get as much feedback as possible to build the best product possible. Down the line, we're going to introduce some type of subscription, and it's it's going to be. But that's our current focus, is to build the best product possible.
Yeah. So and we're excited about this relationship. Also, I think there's some vision maybe in the future of connecting users with photo organizers, right? At some way through the app and things. So there's conversations we're looking forward to having with you guys. So just in terms of so what are the three key takeaways that you want professional photo managers to leave knowing today? And then how can they get in touch with you? I know Melissa's doing a great job in the chat there, so she's adding all of that, and you'll be at your be able to network with them both the next break and the one after that. But what are the 3 points is that you feel like key takeaways for today?
Yeah, I'll give 2, and then Melissa and Casey, you can jump in with the third if you have it. Otherwise, I have more, but I have 2 that I want to really press. Number 1, this is a tool that can be really helpful for your clients and complement the work that you're doing. So it's really something that I think is a really good 1-2 punch. So you, feel free to recommend it to your clients. And number 2. Is we're here, we're listening. Like, we're here to learn from all of you who've been in this space for like a decade. It was so awesome to go to the conference in person and see the people with the 10 years tags. So you've been around this problem for a lot longer than we have, and we're here to learn. So whatever comes up from your side, like, we are an email away, and we're listening, and we're seeing every piece of feedback. So yeah. That's my 2. Melissa or Casey, do you have more?
Just so there's a couple of things. If you contact us, 1, we can give you a personalized link so that in the future, we don't have an affiliate program per se right now because we're still free in the App Store. But it's nice to know, like, okay, this person, Kathy, brought in this many people, and that way it'll help us build an affiliate program, and so they'll be tied to you. So we can give you that. I'm also putting in the chat my Calendly link. If you want to set up some time to give me feedback, I know today Lisa Krigman was giving me some amazing feedback on the app. Miss Freddie has done it too. And then we can also talk about how to fit it in your workflow for your client, because every photo manager is different. So go ahead and reach out to me. And we also going to have a link that I'll give to Kathy and Isabel to share with everybody. Even though you're not in person, doesn't mean you can't have swag. So if you fill it out and answer our questions, we'll send you some GoodOnes goodies in the mail. So that's all I have to say. But I'm going to pull out stuff in the chat.
I'll add one quick thing if there's time. We talked a lot about how it's such a fun interface and it's so like gamified and motivating, but what didn't come up is how it uses AI to actually make the decisions easier for the clients. And so what my clients and us here struggle with, right, is those very similar photos and making a decision about which one is the good one. And this uses AI to use, Is can correct me, but things like clarity and exposure and eye contact to say, this is the one we recommend, and you can override it or you can agree with it. And I think that part just like feels like having a person helping you through the process, which is really something that my clients are loving.
Yeah, it's great.
We've seen that too.
Yeah.
And we spent a lot of time like perfecting that special sauce. And we found that like sometimes the reality is that they're very similar. Like, you took 10 photos, there's like 3 or 4, any one of them will do, but you are just kind of like in decision paralysis. And we found that like psychologically it helps for our choice. So the logic becomes, they look at our choice and they say, if that's good enough, they can hit a button because it's called accept our choice. And they just do that, and they're very happy to move forward as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. And we're working to make it more and more like simpler and simpler to accept our choice. If our choices look good enough, then they should be able to do it like really, really quickly.
And is it Ollie? What's the octopus's name?
Ollie.
Ollie. So if you haven't met Ollie yet.
OLLIE. Yeah, it's he's fun. We're gonna try to animate him even more.
Yeah. So that's that gamification with the music and things like that. That actually is surprisingly satisfying, and it doesn't take long before you get the reward. Like, I think, is it 20? You have to do, make 20 choices.
20 photos. We try to make it like just exactly have like a little confetti. It's super fun.
Yeah.
Very fun. The story behind the name of Ollie, I think Ollie we actually like brainstormed for like 2 hours, which should be Ollie's name. We wanted like an alliteration, and I think that's what we wanted. Yeah. Oh, GoodOnes. So it's it's just helping you to pick the good ones. Like
that was a good name.
Just not all of it. Yeah. The good ones, and we're thinking like in the future we'll think a lot more about sharing. So we want people to be in the mindset of like, oh, you went on a trip together, just send me the good one, just send me the good ones. So we just kind of want it to be very natural for us to talk about the good ones. You have the rest, but you also have the good ones, kind of the selects.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much. It is great to see you, and Melissa as well, and Casey. So thanks for joining everybody. Again, go ahead and when we have our next break, you'll be able to network again with everybody through the tables. And we're really excited. And we'll be doing a lot more with Iz and Melissa and Casey also into the future with this. So thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it.